I have a new story for us to read today. The title of the book is called The Most Magnificent Thing by Ashley Spires. So, as we're reading this book together, I want you to be thinking about the important message that the author is trying to teach us in the story. We can find the lesson or this important message by asking ourselves the question, what did the characters learn in the story? So, as we read, be thinking about, what are the characters learning? What did they learn? By the end of this read aloud, you're going to be able to determine the lesson that the author is trying to teach us, and you're going to be able to explain why. Let's get to the story. The Most Magnificent Thing. This is a regular girl and her best friend in the whole wide world. They do all kinds of things together. They race, they eat, they explore, they relax. She makes things, he unmakes things. One day, the girl has a wonderful idea. She is going to make the most magnificent thing. She knows just what it will look like. She knows just how it will work. All she has to do is make it. And she makes things all the time. Easy peasy. Okay, I want you to stop and think for a second. We're going to try to think about what's going to happen next in the book. So, do you think making the most magnificent thing will be easy peasy like the little girl thinks it will be? Take a second to think. I want you to show me a thumbs up if you think, yes, it will be easy peasy to make it. Everything will go as planned. Or I want you to do a thumbs down if you think, no, it might not be as easy as the girl thinks it will be. Maybe they'll run into some problems. I want to see your thumb up or thumb down. That's a great prediction. Let's keep reading to find out if it really will be easy peasy or not. First, she hires an assistant. Next, they gather their supplies. They set up somewhere out of the way and get to work. The girl tinkers and measures, while her assistant pounces, growls, and chews. When she is finished, she steps back to admire her work. She walks around one side. Her assistant examines the other side. It doesn't look right. Her assistant picks it up and gives it a shake. It doesn't feel right either. They are shocked to discover that the thing isn't magnificent or good. It isn't even kind of sort of okay. It is all wrong. Let's stop and think again. How do you think the little girl is feeling right now that her plan didn't go the way she thought it would? Pause the video for a second and stop and tell me about some of the feelings she may be going through right now. What are her feelings? Were you all thinking that the little girl felt discouraged or maybe even angry or sad that her plan didn't go as expected? When I paused the video to think of some feelings, I thought of discouraged, sad, and angry. I have another question for y'all. Do you think that the girl's going to give up? Thumbs up if you think she's going to give up, that she just is frustrated and isn't going to try to make the most magnificent thing ever anymore. Or thumbs down if you think there's no way she's going to give up, that she's going to keep trying. If you said thumbs down that you didn't think the girl was going to give up, you were correct. Let's keep reading. The girl tosses it aside and gives it another go. She smooths and wrenches and fiddles. Her assistant circles and tugs and wags. When she is finished, she stands up and takes a long look at it. Her assistant gives it a nudge with his paws. The thing is still wrong. She decides to try again. The girl saws and glues and adjusts. She stands and examines and stares. She twists and tweaks and fastens. She fixes and straightens and studies. She tries all different ways to make it better. She makes it square, she makes it round, she gives it legs, she adds an antenna. She makes it fuzzy, she makes it long, short, rough, smooth, big, small, and one even smells of stinky cheese. But none of them are magnificent. Her hard work attracts a few admirers, but they don't understand. They can't see the magnificent thing that she has in her mind. She gets mad. So let's take a second to look at the girl. Can you tell how mad she is just by looking at the picture? Definitely, right? She has red cheeks, she's angry. So is the puppy. Now I want you to think, has there ever been a time when you felt mad that something didn't work out the way you wanted it to? What did you do about it? How are you feeling and what did you do? Take a second to pause the computer, pause the video, and think about it. The angrier she gets, the faster she works. She smashes pieces into shapes. She jams parts together. She pummels the little bits in. Her hands feel too big to work, and her brain is too full of all the not right things. If only the thing would just work. Crunch! The pain starts in her finger. It rushes up to her brain, and she explodes. It is not her finest moment. I'm no good at this. I quit. Okay, so now we have a problem in our story. What's the problem in the story? Pause the video and think about it. Good. Our problem is that the little girl is trying to create something that she has in her head that's so magnificent, but she can't figure out how to do it. None of her plans are working, right? Okay, so we have a big problem now. Let's see if the problem gets resolved, if there's a solution to our problem. Her assistant suggests a walk. It's not much help at first, but before long she starts to feel different. Bit by bit, the mad gets pushed out of her head. As they stroll along, she comes across the first wrong thing she made. The bad feelings are about to start all over again. Then she notices something surprising. There are some parts of the wrong things that are really quite right. The bolts on one, the shape of another, the wheel-to-seat ratio of the next. There are all sorts of parts that she likes. By the time she reaches the end of the trail, she finally knows how to make the thing magnificent. She gets to work. She works carefully and slowly, tinkering, hammering, twisting, fiddling, gluing, painting, and her assistant makes sure there are no distractions. This is the perfect thing to ward off bears. This will stop that leak. This one's all wet. The afternoon fades into evening. Finally, she finishes and alerts her assistant. So did taking a break and going on a walk help solve the problem in the story? Pause the video and think about it. Yes, it definitely does help her, right? She took a little break and walked away from it, and when she came back, she thought about everything differently and had some good new ideas to help her make the most magnificent thing ever. She has a new plan now. The pair take a good long look. It leans a little to the left, and it's a bit heavier than expected. The color could use a bit of work too, but it's just what she wanted. They climb aboard and take it for a spin. They are not disappointed. It really is the most magnificent thing.